right. Hey, what's going on? I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm feeling pretty good about everything I'm doing. Got up this morning. My wife, Sandy, she went over to watch my granddaughter. So I have about 10 hours. So I'm able to get a lot of stuff done. I'm kind of enjoying this opportunity to get out and do some other stuff. So, but hey, let me ask you something. How is your life going? How is when you think about your life, how is your life going? I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? So there's a chance that you're probably going to say, well, my life's an 8 to 9. I kind of like what I'm doing. And that brings me to the question of what are you doing and why are you doing it? So I look around, and even before COVID-19, what I paid close attention to was the look on people's faces. We've been all over the country, and we go in grocery stores, and I can't help but be a people watcher because I've spent the last 12, 15 years of my life trying to understand this whole happiness thing, the contentment thing. And I'm not seeing it. I have to tell you, amid what's on the news and what you see on social media, and just the attitudes of people. Social media is really a good indicator of how people are feeling on the inside, because oftentimes they'll be nice, 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 and they'll just come out with this crap. You're like, oh, there's the real you, right? There's the real you back there behind all that nice stuff. And I thought, well, wait a minute, how can that be? I mean, we've been given this idea and these plans for how to live our best life. We've been given these plans for how to actually be happy, what happiness looks like, and most of us follow that pattern. I mean, happiness is the house, happiness is a car, happiness is 2 cars, happiness is kids, a yard, and all the stuff you do, and the ability to show pictures of all the stuff you do on social media. That's happiness. But when I went in the grocery store and when I look around, people really don't look like they're having that much fun. I actually felt ridiculous. I'm the only one in the entire grocery store smiling. That's what it felt like. I'm like, hi, how you doing? They look at me like, who the hell are you, asshole? I'm like, come on, man, smile at me, man. Is it that bad? And I think what I've come up with is I look at like grocers and I look at dog walkers, and we all have these things that we're fired up about, right? I play the guitar, and there's musicians and there's artists and there's all kinds of people. And what I think it comes down to is maybe we're all working hard at the wrong crap. See, there are people in the world, I will say, there are people in the world who are smiling. There are famous people in the world who are smiling. And what's funny about it is the people who are smiling are also immensely successful. Have you noticed that? Ross Perot, smiling. Hillary Clinton, smiling. She smiled a lot. You might not have seen it all the time. She smiled a lot. I mean, but Will Smith, Oprah Winfrey, I keep saying those two because I remember them, because they're most prominent in my mind, because I think about them when I think about where my life needs to be. Tony Robbins, wow. I don't have any heartache with me doing this anymore. I'll still wake up and have some self-doubt, but is that going to be the thing that triggers me to stop? Is that going to be the thing that says, well, I can't do it anymore? Hell no. Hell no, because I don't feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. I feel like I'm actually sitting exactly where I'm supposed to be. So it makes it easy, even when you don't feel like it. Every so often I wake up and I'm like, why does it matter? Why does it matter that I go out there every day and I tell people about this and I share ideas? I love it. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. There is nothing that feels better than to stand up on stage and share my story with people, to stand up on stage and watch the change in their look. They'll start out and they're like kind of suspicious and they're kind of irritated by having to be there, or maybe this is bullshit and I really don't look like I have anything interesting to say. And then I start talking. That's the hard part about this here video thing. That's the most difficult part about it, is that you have to become friends with the camera. You got to forget that's the camera, and you have to reach in and say, hey, dude, what's up? Hey, dude, how you doing? I see you. Well, I see you. And what I see is I see a lot of people who are working hard at the wrong things. I mean, imagine. So let's just say for a minute that your life, that you love fishing, or you're into some sport. And then you go get a job as an executive working 16 hours a day. Is that going to give you access to any of the things you love? If you love fishing or you love this sport and you want to play it as much as possible, don't you think you should build your life around that idea? You're working hard at the wrong thing. I will never be a great painter. I will never be the world's richest paint contractor. I will never be a Picasso or a Monet or any of those people because I do not like paintbrushes. I do not like anything to do with that. Isn't that what we're doing? A lot of us. I mean, I know it's hard to admit. Don't get on. Don't. Yeah, right. I see it. You feel that knot? Yeah, turn this guy off. He's full of shit. Yeah, turn this guy off. You think so? How's it feel to wake up every morning and be you? How many things in your life every day do you do? Not because has anything to do with what you love, but because you've committed yourself to doing it. You're stuck in that crap. There's no other option for you, right? How do you navigate that thing? Bring it to where it's supposed to be. Well, it starts on the inside. That's the cool part about it. Between school and the media, the last thing anyone who runs this country wants us to do or runs the world wants us to do is get connected with who we are. Right? I mean, it's killing the restaurant industry right now. Not just because COVID-19 hit, but because COVID-19 hit, and guess what happened? We had to reconnect with what it's like to fix a home-cooked meal. We had to reconnect. We had the opportunity to connect with what it feels like to have every family member sitting down at that table, saying grace or whatever your mealtime ritual is, and spending that time together, enjoying a meal and learning a new skill. Wow. That's not the wrong thing. That's not the wrong thing. How does it feel? See, we could have been anybody. I mean, I could have been anyone had someone just said, hey, listen, you can do anything. Doesn't matter when. Doesn't matter how old you get. That's why this is not even the beginning for me. This is just one step in so many things I'm going to do in my life. Why? Why not? Why not? I'm working hard, but the issue here is I had time to think about it. I had time to sit back and go, okay, I'm going to work hard at something. I'm going to wake up every day and we're going to have to discuss how to fit this into my busy life. And then I'm going to do it. And even though it doesn't always go the way I want it to, I'm just going to keep grinding it out because it's exactly what I should be doing. It fits me. What should talkers do? People who like to tell stories, people who like to be on the stage, who like to share and help other people. What should they be doing? They should be doing this. They should be working at food banks. They should be singing songs about life. They should be teaching in schools as teachers and mentors. And see, I think the reason, and I don't know who said this, I'm not taking credit for this. I'm going to give this to whoever it was that originally said it, but they said the reason that we're not able to achieve lasting happiness in our life is because the dog walkers aren't walking dogs, and the songwriters aren't writing songs, and the swim teachers or the educators aren't educating. It's because we have dog walkers cooking fast food in fast food restaurants. And we have dreamers, we have innovators in science working as busboys in hotels. And the reason that it happened is because they tricked us. They took this story, they took what we had and they diluted it. And they distracted us. They said, oh, no, you can't be good. That's not you. That's not cool. Being you's not cool. Being used, you can't be happy looking like that. You can't be happy being that. You got to do this. You got to get a car. You got to get a truck. You got to look good. You got to put makeup on your face. Oh, come on. You can't be happy. Look at you. When we think about how screwed up we are as kids, okay, because no one misses it when it comes to being screwed up. A person with a perfect or what appears to be a perfect childhood all the way up until they're adult is still messed up some way. And what it comes down to is most of our choices are driven by this idea that we're not good enough. Oh, come on. You're really going to drive a junky car? What girl's going to go out with you in a junky car? Believe me, I had some junky cars. I had some junky cars, and that girl not only went out with me, she married me. So, but it's only when you step back. It's only when you step back and you say, okay, I'm going to stop for a minute here. Let me ask myself a question. And the question is simple. Am I being true to me? Who am I? Well, you kind of know who you are, because before you got in debt and you became obligated and overworked and underpaid and you've got all this stress piled on your plate, you were doing things that you love to do. You were driven by the things you love to do. And then someone came along and said, well, you certainly can't be happy doing that. How can you be happy without a fancy new truck? And then pretty soon you heard it enough. You looked around and you go, right, I must be miserable. I don't have a fancy truck or the debt that comes with it. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? If you're like most people, I guess, let me see if I can figure this out for you. Let me see if I can sort this out. If you're like most people, my guess would be you're married, you have 2 or 3 kids, you have debt that pretty much equals your income. Give or take. You don't have more than maybe a month or 2 of savings in the bank. In other words, you can't carry your life for more than a month or 2, if even that. And you wake up every day, and while you would like to do something different, there's just no way in hell you can find the energy to do it. There's just no way in hell you can muster the energy up to say, oh, now I'm going to go to school? Really? You want me to go off and be certified? I have to make sales. I've got to bring money in. Do you realize how tight it is? We are struggling right now. That's no justification for working at the wrong thing, because when you work at the wrong thing, you never attain that true level of success. You never attain your true potential. Think about it. The reason that people are immensely successful is because they drive themselves in a direction that inspires them. It's not just a random thing. This podcast isn't just a random thing. This has been a long quest to try and figure out, where is my best medium? Where can I reach out and touch the most people and be the most effective? And where do you think that is? Even if you're not impressed with the quality of my work, or maybe my message gets twisted sometimes, but the truth is, I'm supposed to be here. I'll put this up against anyone else's podcast, and actually, what's really comes down to it, I'm soloing this. I'm not relying on the conversation and the stories of other people. I'm looking within myself, and I'm asking myself questions about my life and about how to improve my life. And the one thing I've found is that the best way to improve your life is to not work hard at the wrong thing. It doesn't make any sense for you to work hard at something that sucks, something you will never embrace, you will never enjoy, unless doing so takes you to the right thing. All right? Doing so takes you to the right thing. So what? I poured concrete. There was nothing about concrete I loved. Did I enjoy the satisfaction of being a hard worker and being recognized for my effort? Yes, I did. Did I take pride in the work that I did? Yes, I did, but it was the wrong thing. When it came down to it, it was the wrong thing, because my skills are in people. My skills are in talking to people, sharing ideas with people, helping people. There's nothing more satisfying than having someone say, hey, thanks for the effort, dude. I really appreciate it. I know you're out there every day and you're doing what you do, and I know it's tough, and I just want to say it matters to me. Thank you. Because that's what I'm looking for. That's why I show up every day. That's my fuel. But what's nice about that is when you think about changing your direction, working hard at the wrong things, and you change that so you're working hard at the right things, it does come back first to you. It comes back to who you are and where you come from. And then it comes back to grabbing a hold of it and building that story around it, building an amazing story about not where you are, but where you can be. And it's only when you build that story up in your mind and you're like, yeah, I get this, I got this, I can do this, look at where we're going, baby. And you start sharing that story with people that you can get excited about, and you can say, all right, we're ready, we got this, we're rolling, right? And that's where the fuel and the energy comes from, to push you outside your box, to say, I know we're busy. I know we got all these obligations, but I'd really like to take the kids fishing. Let's make a fishing date every Sunday afternoon. We can just go to that little pond over there, get some fishing poles, just get some hot dogs, and we'll cook them up on a fire, do what we have to do. But this is really going to make us better. And I know we work hard. We work hard at this too, but it's the right thing. It's good for us. See? That's the only difference. I wake up every day. It sucks. I have all kinds of things I don't want to do. Sometimes I don't want to do this. Sometimes I don't want to show up. But I know if I don't show up, there's a chance that I won't show up. And I know this is the right thing, man. I mean, it feels good. Even now, you listen to me, if you go back and listen to my podcast, I feel like a robot. I'm like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. I don't have time to be afraid because I'm doing the right thing. I have energy and I draw energy from this. It's nice every once in a while. I got a few more subscribers on my podcast, which feels good. I've got a few more subscribers on my YouTube channel. And I honestly don't believe that the message is wrong. The idea is a simple one. It is wake up every day and focus on improving your life, not on happiness. Focus on doing that which adds value and energy to your life. And then use that energy to build on your life, to add more value and continue down that path. See, the reason most people aren't able to actually accomplish their goal, let's say they're doing the wrong thing. They're in a job that sucks. It doesn't pay well. It doesn't satisfy any of their needs beyond the bare minimum. Finding the energy to change that is about painting a picture in your mind worth going after. My daughter came back from college. She was going to have a baby. We were excited. She was crying. I'm like, why are you crying? You're almost 21. Congratulations, baby. I'm going to be a grandpa, right? It was cool as hell. But when she went off to college, and she was working her ass off doing the wrong thing. Well, when she came back, she's looking at her life. She has a baby on the way. She's making a plan. We're helping her with it. And she comes up with a really brilliant idea. She goes, you know what? I'm going to go after the right thing now. I'm going to go after nursing. I'm going to be a nurse. And she worked her tail off, even while she was pregnant. Up till she had the baby, she was in clinicals, working, 12 hours, working. And the only reason she accomplished that goal, or one of the main reasons she accomplished that goal, is because she was working hard for the right thing. She woke up, she had picked it, she had defined it, and there it was. What about you? What are you ready for? When you wake up every day, how does it feel? Start there with your measurement and then ask yourself, okay, I need to pick a new direction, and then go ahead and suck it up. Put your big boy pants on, put your big girl pants on, pull them up, tighten that belt, and dig into it. Get into it. Start working towards doing the right thing. Start working hard towards doing the right thing. Will it be easy? Hell no, not always. No, it won't be. But will it make your life better? Will there be a point in your life when you can sit back and go, phew, glad I got that shit done, right? Definitely. So I hope you'll think about that. I hope you'll continue to subscribe. I hope you will continue to listen to this story. Like I said, I'm not asking you for anything. I'm asking, except for the fact that I want you to take a look at what you're doing, ask yourself some tough questions, and face it. Because there's a good chance you might be working really hard at the wrong thing. As always, until next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.